Altogether, I served in the Army in Korea just under 4 years. I had before that been in the Air Force for not quite 2 years. Didn't really see any combat. I was in the combat engineers, but I was not in combat. Fortunately, I didn't have to do any shooting or get shot at.
2014 been good to you so far?
Every day's good to me.
Yeah.
Just to be able to get up out of bed, walk around, that's just great.
That is. We do 4 short tests that mimic activities that you do throughout the day, like sitting, standing, walking, balance, agility. And we compare your score, or how well you did, to other men your age, and that's how we tailor an individualized exercise program for you. We'll test you at regular intervals, and those intervals are, again, baseline, 3 months, 6 months, and then every year after that point, okay? All right, we're good to go. We'll come back, you'll warm up, and then we'll get started with the testing, okay?
I heard about it through my brother Roy, that it was a good program to get into, and that everybody here was real nice. He really likes the people here. One thing I'd like to do is get rid of my big stomach, so when I bend over, I don't get short of breath. Basically, just to feel good and to stay in as good a health as I am now. No, I'm just getting started. I just warmed up.
So today we're going to do your physical functioning test.
All right.
We're doing a series of 4 short tests that you mimic activities that you do throughout the day. First test you're going to do is called this 10-meter walk. We look at your gait speed, make sure that you're walking at a safe pace. What you're going to do is you're going to walk down towards this yellow wall at your usual walking pace. I'm going to be walking beside you but behind you because I want you to set the pace. Begin whenever you're ready. Robert, for the next series of tests, I want you to do the very best you can. I want you to work as hard as you can, but never to a point where you feel unsafe, okay? This next test is called the 30-second chair stand, and it's all about your lower body strength. Arms are across your chest. When I say go, I want you to sit and stand as many times as you can, as fast as you can for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 11. All the way up. Oh, you gotta touch the bottom. Stop. Got 11. The next test we're gonna do is called the 8-foot up and go. All about balance, speed, agility, reaction time, okay? When I say go, you're gonna stand up, walk around the cone, come back, have a seat 1 time, as fast as you can. Ready, set, go. All right, is that as fast as you can go, Robert? Let's try it one more time.
If I go much faster, I'm gonna fall over.
All right, let's try one more time. I'm gonna be here to help you.
That's all right.
All right, ready, set, go. All right, that's all you have to do.
Okay.
We got one more test. We're gonna go in the exercise room, okay? This test we're gonna do is called the 6-minute walk. This test is all about your endurance. What you're gonna do is you're gonna walk inside this room. You determine your own course for 6 minutes. We want you to walk as fast but as safely as you can. Yes, sir. Watch out for our walker. And stop. I'm going to tally up all your scores, and you'll go over your results and then we'll get an exercise prescription started for you, okay? The first test we did was called the 10-meter walk, and it's all about your gait speed. Gait speed is important because, as you age, you're at more risk for falls. We want to make sure that if you need to cross the street in enough time, then you're able to do so. The second test was the 30-second chair stand, all about lower body strength. You did 11 in 30 seconds. You were in the 40th percentile. After that, we did the 8-foot up and go, all about balance, agility, speed, reaction time. Your fastest time was 7.6 seconds, and that puts you in the 25th percentile, which is still a normal range, but this time you're number 25 out of 100. So there's 75 men your age that did better than you, okay? The last test we did was the 6-minute walk, all about endurance. You walked 501 yards. That puts you in the normal range at the 44th percentile. Just while looking at this, I know that we need to work on your balance and agility a bit. Basically, all these numbers are really good starting points. He's ready to rock and roll. We'll get started on Monday.
Well, I'll tell you something. You got your hands full with
Do I? No way. Do I? Y'all have a good weekend.
Hey, well, I wasn't aware of what went on here, and it's a real learning experience. I'm impressed, and I think that it's going to do me a lot of good. What they're trying to do is work with the individual. They're working with me to try to take care of my needs, and that was something that I learned, and it's so different from some of the things that I've been through. So I'm looking forward to this.
So Bobby started about 3 months ago, and one of the things that we do is we do a baseline functional assessment on everyone who joins the program, and that helps us individually tailor their exercise program. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. I'm going to ask you if you've had any falls in the last 3 months.
No.
And on a scale of 1 to 4, how satisfied are you with the program? With 1 being not satisfied at all and 4 being very satisfied.
4.
Okay. So we're ready to go. We'll start over there, okay?
All right.
First test we're going to do is we're going to walk down the hallway at your normal walking pace, the way you walk normally.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, have a seat in the chair. So the next test we're going to do is a test that measures your leg strength. And you've done this one before. 9, 10, 11, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Very good. That was awesome. Man, you knocked that out of the park. Very good. That was awesome.
That's a far cry from where I started.
Is it really? Good. All right. Ready, set, go. Okay, very good. Excellent. You can speed it up because you want to cover a lot of distance, but no jogging. So if I see you jogging,
I'll do that anyway.
but I have to tell you. Okay. Okay, Bobby, you can slow down. I need about 5 minutes to score it, and then I'll give you the results, okay?
Okay.
We just finished testing the Watson brothers, and it's really cool to have 2 brothers in the program. They're enjoying being together. It's just really nice when you can add that extra family component to being in the program. We really enjoy that. And that they can individually see how much they have improved is a positive thing for all of us. So what we're going to do today is go over your results.
All right.
You know that when you started the program, we did your baseline testing, and this will help us see what has changed in the last 3 months, okay? So you've been working hard. Usually when I do the test, I try not to look at what you did the first time so that I'm not biased when I test. So I don't look at your first time, and now I'm looking at your second score. But I can see here that you did extremely well. So the first thing that we did was your usual walking test.
All right.
And we don't really expect to see a lot of change in that because that's people usually walk the way they usually walk. And your walking speed is at a normal level anyway. So if it were low, we would have been concerned about it, but your walking speed is normal, and it basically it stayed the same from test to test. The other tests that we do are tests that are related to specific areas of fitness. So those we might see some changes. So the first test we did was a chair stand, and that's a measure of leg strength. And the first time you did the test, you did 11 repetitions. That scored you at the 40th percentile for men your age. This time you did 21 chair stands and basically knocked it out of the park. You went to the 95th percentile, which means for men your age, 94% would be worse in terms of leg strength, and only 5 would be better. So that's an incredible improvement. Your 6-minute walk test went from 501 yards to 542, so you improved about 40 yards, and that represents a change from the 44th percentile to the 50th percentile, so an increase. And then your 8-foot up and go test, you went from 7.6 seconds, you knocked a second off it, 7.6 to 6.7. And that puts you from the 25th percentile, which is at the low end of normal, to the middle, 43rd percentile. So all of these, so this is a really super improvement.
Overall, I'm well pleased.
You should be. You should be.
Because it's so much easier to do the things that I normally do.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to work at it as hard as
So
I
you
did
can tell the
before.
difference?
Yeah, a big difference.
Okay, well that's the whole point of it. Mm-hmm.
And as for the different things here, I'm not even sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, so we'll go
So we
over.
need to go over
We'll
that,
go
yeah.
like we did. We'll shadow you like
Yeah.
we did your brother. We'll go over all the routine. In terms of, so you do chair stands pretty much every day. That's probably why you did so well on that. That's the hugest improvement. And that shows if you work hard at something that you can achieve significant benefit. So you do 20 minutes on the SciFit, and you do the arm ergometer. And what would be thinking about, if that's the one area here where we could do a little improvement, might be on some of the endurance stuff, and maybe thinking about doing a little treadmill walking. Have you tried walking on the treadmill?
No, I really don't like the treadmill, but
You and your brother don't like don't like walking.
I like walking. I just don't like a treadmill.
Okay.
But I'll do it.
But now, so what you're doing here is you're getting like a really good hour of exercise, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know how long you're here.
About an hour.
About an hour. On the days you don't come, you probably should make sure you get out and walk. If you don't like to walk here on the treadmill, that would be really good.
I'll do the treadmill.
Okay. So then we'll work on that.
Okay.
And I'll
Maybe
set you
that'll
up in
help
that.
Roy too, because he
Yes.
needs to get on it.
He needs to get on it. We had a little chat about that this week. Next time you come, look
Okay.
for me or Matt or Joy, and we'll go over your routine with you to fine tune and see what other changes we need to do in the strengthening.
Okay.
Other than that, I think you're doing great. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. You can go about, depending on how much more time you want to spend here in exercise, or it's totally up to you.
I'm about ready to go home.
Yeah, I can see your brother waiting there too. Okay. All right, good job. And we'll repeat this we do it at 6 months, and then at 1 year, and then once a year after that. Okay? All right.
Sounds good.
Very good.
And before Roy got into this program, I just have to wait for him. And sometimes now, I'm walking behind him.
That's a good sign.
This is my 3rd week. I'm beginning to understand the different apparatuses that I go through. And a lot of them have their own timing devices on them to tell you what you've done, how much you've accomplished, and that sort of thing. And that's good, because from one week to the next, you can tell whether you're improving or not. Now, I'm not expecting to make my body a 21-year-old again, not like that. But at my age, there's not a lot of activities that are strenuous to tax your body and therefore your body gets lazy. And I'm hoping that this will rejuvenate that part of it a little bit and maybe knock off a pound or two.
As a general rule, most of the veterans coming into the program score below national norms. So they're sedentary, there's a lot of comorbidities and diseases in this population. So the fact that we have this program, we can tailor the exercise to each individual person. So everyone has a special program that's tailored to their deficits and impairments and their goals. We ask them what they want to work on, and that's how we establish their exercise prescription, and then we continue to tweak it and monitor it and upgrade it as they progress in the program. And Bobby today did well. So he went from being sort of on the low average for all of his testing to being above average or in the high sort of middle of the average range for everything. So for 3 months, that's pretty good. And that's typically what we see for most of our patients, starting in the low average on scores and then improving substantially, especially in the first 3 months. And then that helps us identify areas where they need to continue to work.